the size 4.
Okay.
And Crystal, you are wearing the petite, and are you in the 12? Beautiful. So Crystal's in her regular 12 option in that petite. So you can see sort of, I can sometimes go either or. I'm 5'4".
Yeah.
So I sometimes can go either the regular or the petite. But in this case, you have plenty of space to kind of play around with it if you wanted to. Let's talk about the leg, because it's not a wide leg, which I know sometimes can be a little scary.
It can be challenging.
Yes.
Especially for our petite ladies.
Right. But it's a very nice sort of gentle release to that leg.
It is. It's very similar to a trouser, which is why trousers in the name. They're not like jeans in the terms of the 5-pocket denim. They have that nice polished cuff at the bottom, similar to what we saw in the signature twill. Look at that front on those. It almost gives that sailor pant vibe with the little pockets. And those are functional pockets if for some reason you didn't want the prefer my pants a little bit on the shorter side.
Right, so you could cuff, right? So here I have one leg cuffed, and you're seeing, it's like what you were saying with the twill pant earlier, Bitsy. If you cuff it, it looks intentional because of that kind of wider band there.
Exactly.
So you can either go, you can kind of get multiple looks here and go with the beautiful cuff, or kind of go uncuffed too.
Yeah.
So really, really versatile, really comfortable.
In the fabric.
They move. I feel like I could like run a marathon in these. They like pull on. It's a gorgeous faux fly that looks like you've made a great effort. All you've done is pulled on. You do have working pockets here. You have that faux fly, and just a really darling pair of pedal pushers with a print. Let me take you through the colors that we do have here, and I'll show you kind of how they fit in such a beautiful way. This, we have blue plaid option, and that's going to be a little bit more muted in the colors with that beautiful blue. It is most limited, and we do have regular, petite, and tall available here. You're looking at numeric sizing. I am wearing the size 4 in the regular, which is my normal QVC size. And you can always go to QVC.com and take a look at our size charts right there. I'll give you the inseams for these ones. So in the regular that I'm wearing, you are looking at a 17-inch inseam. If you want to go to petite, you'll go 2 inches shorter at a 15-inch. And tall will be 2 inches longer. You'll be at a 19-inch. So for me, it's hitting right below my knee here, just kind of right above my calf. And you're getting a really easy pull on and go, and a really nice stretch to this too. And Jackie, it's so soft. This is all, it's a cotton-rich fabric, 68% cotton in these pedal pushers.
Well, and this is part of the true denim collection. So they almost give the illusion of a jean, but done in butter.
You just kind of needed to pop on a cardigan or a jacket and kind of dress it up a little bit. You absolutely can. This is the most affordable. It's the largest savings in our show coming up, this beautiful crop jacket, sort of like a mix between a blazer and a trench in a beautiful way. But it's all about the pant, and you can see how having just a solid on the top and then having the pant, it just really levels things out. I would say I have, my calves are sometimes I get a little bit like restricted if I'm putting something on, because sometimes you just get that if you have a little bit of a wider calf. And this gives plenty of room, lots of space. You've got that nice little slit here, so it's going to move with us. This blue plaid option is the most popular. In the regular, only 70 now remain. So I'm in the regular. I wear the size. I love these. I'm wearing them, and they are so comfortable. I honestly do not feel like I'm wearing a wedge at all.
I know. Oh my gosh, Rachel, these are so great. I saw you wearing them the whole, during the whole show.
Yes.
A wedge is a must-have. You're getting more ground contact. It's really easier to wear. You feel sure-footed. This is the Chelsea, and that is the outsole. 2.5 inches on that outsole, but you're getting a platform of about 1 inch. So you're not standing up 2 inches. It's that sweet spot of a little under 2 inches. The 2 bands on the top, the 2 straps, they are tubular and padded.
Yes.
So that's what we call the path. That's the upper.
Okay.
They're wide enough to keep you so comfortable there.
Yep.
And then you have what looks like cork is a new technology for us. So this is rice husk flex that are mixed with EVA pieces to create a cork-like look. So you're not getting a heavy cork feel. You're getting a beautiful outsole there, especially with the black. I like how that contrast there.
Me too.
Then you have that ultimate comfort that you were talking about. That footbed is ultimate comfort.
So
it is giving you, right?
I sink
Targeted
into it when you
cushioning.
step. You sink into it. And I just want to call out, I am an 8.5 and these are an 8. So I'm wearing one size smaller. So if you're thinking it looks a little small, that's why. These are an 8, but they're still so comfortable. And with other brands, I would not be able to do that because going down a half size, we in the studio, we only have whole sizes and I'm an 8.5. So I went with the 8. And it is still so comfortable, and I could wear these all day, and I still am very solid in the shoe as well without it being too tight around the bands. It just moves with me, and they are so flattering and so comfortable.
That's right. You don't have to fuss with any buckles or anything. You're just slipping this on and you're going. So whether you're wearing it with shorts, whether you're wearing it with a dress, whether you're wearing it with a little ankle pant like you are, or shorts, Rachel, you know, shorts with a little polo top, you are good to go. You have what we call a toe off. You see how it goes up a little bit, how you're showing? That's a great shot. It has a toe off, so it really glides you into that next step. You're not clonking around, you know, like flat-footed. So really gives you that added detail. I mean, that's what Clark's is known for. 200 years of making shoes. We know a little something about shoes. I mean, comfort. That is our DNA.
Years.
Right?
That's amazing.
And now we marry it with style. So just a beautiful style.
And I also love that little detail, especially in the black, where if you go and take a look right down along the base, there's black that kind of comes up and curves. So it actually gives the illusion that I am wearing a higher heel. It gives the illusion, you see that, where you have that sort of negative space, but really, I am just having, as Liana said, it's just about an inch difference from where the ball of my foot is to where my heel is. So I just have a very gentle incline, but I look like I'm getting the pay. Had a big day yesterday as well. So Leilani, you must be tired.
Yes,
so
we did.
Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it.
I should feel 100% by tomorrow. Usually the day after, you're a little like, oh my gosh, what just happened kind of a thing. I'm so, and believe me, this is exactly what I needed, was just, you know, the refresh, just to have my feet, you know, give some energy back to me.
Yes.
I loved your observation that you've had with your own experiences wearing recovery sandals.
Absolutely.
That was a perfect description of you felt the difference. And I myself, I keep these by the bed and I put these on first thing in the morning. And it's not just an after a long day. I'll put them on first thing in the morning and just doing things about the kitchen and like in the house. Like I feel like this makes a difference of protecting my feet and then the whole chain all the way up to the knees and the back on hard floors especially.
Yes, that's what I've noticed. I have started wearing recovery slides when I get home, and then you're right, I wear them all around. I wear them up to bed, and then when I wake up in the morning, I step right into them. It's almost like my summer slipper, right? But it gives so much more so much more support underfoot. So I want to talk about that and talk about sort of all of the technology that Reika puts into these great slides.
Yes. So I invite you to feel the Reika difference. I bought for myself because I thought it looked so pretty.
It really does look so gorgeous. And honestly, like, I mean, look at it with this outfit, right? It doesn't look like I'm wearing just like sports sandals, right? I could kind of go out and about, and I do on my recovery sandals. I just kind of go run around with them and take them out in the garden sometimes. And it's really comfortable. And with these ones, they can easily just be kind of rinsed off and be clean, and you're good to go.
Totally. And that's why I love them. Like, you know, we have a sliding back door, and, you know, just to be able to like slip outside real quick and check on all the, you know, the garden and see if anything needs water, see if like, you know, there's some ripe strawberries out there and all that. But if you're like dropping the kids off at camp, you know, you slip these on and you're good to go. Now, the other thing that's really nice about the midsole to outsole is we wanted to make sure that, so this is active foam. And then
comfortable. They are so comfortable. Okay, so this is going to really accentuate, it's going to hug your curves, but in the perfect way, and it's going to be perfect for any of those longer lengths, your dusters, your tunics, or just wear it with your shorter tops as well if you want to, but it gives you that wonderful, it's a very polished in for that.
I went back for the
I ended up going with the 6,
Okay.
just because my hips are a little bit wider than my waist, and sometimes when I'm pulling them up, I'm like, I just want a little bit more room for
Absolutely.
that. So I'm actually wearing the 6,
Okay.
and I could do the 4 or the 6.
They look
either one.
amazing.
They're so comfortable. I can't believe how comfortable they are, and they're wonderfully stretchy. So they're just going to conform in a beautiful way, and it gives you that beautiful slim leg without looking like you're kind of shoved into anything.
Right.
It's just, it moves with you, right? This is what you want. When I'm moving, you're not seeing the lumps and bumps, right? It's just a really beautiful fit and really, really comfortable.
Yeah, Susan, this is her wheelhouse. This is how pants. This is how she started her whole career in fashion 45 plus years ago, learning how to fit pants. And fit is critical to her, to all of us. I mean, you know, you can kind of fudge a top, but if you don't get your pants fitting right, it's not going to look right.
You see, it's not like this, right? That would be skinny.
Right.
It's just still giving a gentle kind of,
And a proper pant finish at the hem. So it's not a legging, it's not binding you in. There's room behind the knee so you can move and stretch. And again, that speaks to Susan's expertise. This is a luxurious blend. It's rayon, nylon, and spandex. So rayon is derived from a natural source, from the cellulosic trees, nice and breathable. The nylon gives them a smooth finish, although again, the feel of it is almost like a very lightweight cotton canvas. You feel that little tiny bit of texture here. And then the right amount of...
I get scared with wide leg, but this is not a scary wide leg. It's just a really flattering wide leg.
No, there's a little bit of fit through the thigh, the hip and the thigh, and then they flare out ever so slightly to just give you that modern look. But that slub texture, it's a subtle slub on the fabric, really gives these pants depth and that softness.
Thigh stretch, because it stretches both vertically and horizontally. So ladies, if you carry your weight at all in through your hips, your thighs, your rear, and you've struggled in the past with a twill pant, this is very forgiving. It's very, very stretchy. It's very comfortable. And it's an easy pull-on style. So remember that belt is just really a faux belt. You can see it's stitched in on the sides. There's nothing that comes undone. So if you're not a lover of belts, you don't have to worry about it. But we were seeing belts trending. A lot of you are kind of leaning more into them than you have been before. So it gives you the option to kind of have that versatility if you want to tuck in your tops.
Yeah, it's really a great option. I also love the pocket with Amel. It's meant to be all 4-way stretch that you're getting. So really easy to wear. And I love that we have different inseams to play around with. Amel, it's meant to be kind of a crop, sort of like a above the ankle option, so perfect for this time of year, but you could play around with your inseams with regular petite and your tall. I'm wearing the regular in, I think I'm wearing the small.